I'm sitting. This video is brought to you by Squarespace. Whether you need a domain, website, or online store, make it with Squarespace. I got a message from someone the other day that said, as someone with a degree in digital effects and editing, your green screen hurts me more than the cringe compilation. And hearing those words absolutely made my day. To find out that I was causing someone that much grief without even trying, I was overjoyed. And because of this comment, I decided to set up my actual green screen, just to show you how much worse it could be. This is me in front of something. I'm not sure what it is yet, but it's probably very poorly done, and I hope you found some way in your sick and cellulite comprised soul to enjoy this as much as I do. But anyways, much earlier in this month, I put out a very blunt tweet just saying, ask some questions. And you guys asked some alright. 1,300 responses. Do you know how many responses that is? I would hope so, because I just read aloud the numerical amount, but if you don't, the point is that it's a lot. So why don't we jump into this mess, where I answer some of the submitted questions with an obvious bias towards answering the questions from the people that I know, and avoiding anything that might be followed by serious discussion with actual revelations about the content of my character. To start off with, Blues Dank asks, why? And to that I say, because I'm answering them in a video, dumbass. And Brandon, Wild Pumpkin Patch, I'll have you know that when you say that's a good starting question, you are wrong. It is in fact not a good starting question. In reality, Henry is lucky that I'm even choosing to qualify his tweet as a question. You know why? Because he forgot to add the question mark at the end. Does this criteria make me a hypocrite? Absolutely. But it's much more fun to think of some bullshit reason to make fun of Blues Wank than be consistent. Alan, or I'm Alex, aka that guy that was in a Shane Dawson video once, asked, how many hoodies do you own? And I Never Television, aka that one guy that was in the Shane Dawson video once, saw fit to respond for me with one of those old 1960s memes. He used the over 9,000 Vegeta gif, proving that he is indeed an ancient old man. Listen, I would have let it slide if it was less than half a decade old, Fraser. But I do get asked this question a lot, and a lot of people think that I'm just like tiptoeing around it. Oh, he's always just gonna say that he is a hoodie. And you know, it's a little bit annoying, because I would have expected Alex, of all people, to be a little more sensitive about this issue. But if you must know, no, I do not own any hoodies. I am a hoodie. And the fact that you just keep degrading me, a sentient being, to the level of some piece of cloth that is only meant to be owned by someone else, it's really freaking dehumanizing, man. Gah! It just makes me so angry. I thought you would have understood out of all people, Alex. I mean, you recently came out of the closet as a literal skeleton, and it flipped to saying, I have skeletons in my closet on its head, because you literally were the skeleton in your closet. I must say, I do appreciate all of you guys who defended me in the replies to those questions. It was very sweet and heartwarming. Star said that, I'm pretty sure that's the equivalent of you keeping human skin in your closet. And Lev was thoughtful enough to point out that owning people is illegal, Alex. Anyways, let's try to move on from that. Extreme Bliss asked, do you wear the same hoodie in all your videos, or do you just have 10 green hoodies in your closet? I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. Not Blade Art had a retort to Extreme Blitz saying, has he only got 10 videos? And I bet Extreme Blitz Gaming thought he was real clever when he said, you know you can wash hoodies. I'm not gonna answer Extreme Blitz's first question. Instead, I'm gonna pretend it doesn't exist and answer the second question he had about washing hoodies. Because I do get asked this a lot as well. You see, I've already managed to find somebody asking a similar thing. Spine Removal Clinic asks, do hoodies shower? Like, what's the lore there? Is a washing machine the equivalent to a human shower? This is important information. And this is a question I will get to momentarily. So which is it then? Does a sentient hoodie take a shower like a human might, or do they dunk their head into a washing machine and get spun all around like an 8-year-old driving a car? I personally don't think my words could do this tale justice, so let me demonstrate with pictures as well. Okay, so allow me to give a demonstration. This motherfucker right here, this shit is me, right? This is me right here, and this is the washing machine. Yes, I use a washing machine to wash myself. Okay, so I go over to the washing machine, right? I plop myself inside the washing machine, and then I go round and round and round and round and round and round and round, and boom, now I'm clean. Alright, is your curiosity on how I cleanse myself satisfied? No? Well, tough shit. Go eat a fruitcake. Leon Lush asks, do you have a nose? And I think this is one of those things that I'm going to leave open for interpretation. There is a canon answer to this in my head, but it's going to stay just in there for now. Perhaps it'll be released at a later date, or perhaps it will never be released at all. Scrubby, the absolute madman, just asked the number 2 with a question mark next to it. And this in itself was enough to give me a good chuckle, but I think the thing that spawned as a result of it cannot be classified as anything other than an absolute monstrosity. In reply to Scrubby's tweet was a massive thread of people saying the number 7, but with a different punctuation mark next to it. It started innocently enough with somebody putting an exclamation mark next to the 7, so we're still staying in the realm of end sentence punctuation. But then somebody decided to put a period next to the 7. That I can still deal with, though I am getting very antsy now. But then, someone decided to put a quotation mark. and it was all downhill from there. The replies kept going until people started upping the numbers. Other people in individual replies separate from the thread started using upside down punctuation. The results were cataclysmic, to say the least. We had a couple blossoming comedians in the replies asking which left. Very funny, guys. I understood that reference, and I like it quite a bit. Me name's Tang, and I'm a Rajic stick of butter asked, why are you so bad at games? Now, for those of you who don't know, Tang is a friend of mine, and the situation he's referring to in this tweet is when me, him, and a couple others were playing stick fight. You see, I came in second place in that session as far as the number of wins we each had. The only thing is, I wasn't in second place behind Tang. I was second in place behind Microwave, who, by the way, thinks that I'm still mad that he beat me at stick fight, and this is just patently untrue. I'm fucking furious. The best part about this whole thing, though, is that Tang is telling me I'm bad at games when he was the one in last place for near the entirety of that stick fight session. Nice try, Tang. McDonald's asks, what's your favorite thing about YouTube? And I would definitely have to say it's probably the people I meet. Making videos is cool, but the friendships and shit I've established smell nice and all that, so yeah. Of course, I'm not gonna say that because that's some gay shit. Charm Skull asked, what do you think of whales? And this question is a complex one because there are a lot of variables to consider. Are we talking about whales in general? Because as a whole, I think I could say I like them. But if we're talking individually, then I would need to get to know the whale that you're referring to before I make any judgments on them. And then that brings up the question of whether we're talking about actual whales or fictional whales. Because I can give my thoughts on certain fictional whales. I'm very indifferent to Moby Dick. I think the whale in Flapjack is pretty alright. If we're referring to the species of Whalelord and Whalmer and Pokemon, I can definitely say that I appreciate them a lot. I think they contribute a lot to the Pokemon games in the form of morale and the fact that Whalelord is technically less dense than air, which means he could float on land, I think. Literally, Satan herself asked, what is the box? Please explain. And well, basically, the box is... So yeah, now that I've explained what the box, this infernal room that I'm eternally trapped in and can change its appearance to whatever it feels like, really completely out of my control is, I hope you never have to ask about it again. If you do, I will probably just refer you here. Speaking of the box, What a Bad Idea, also known by their Twitter handle, @I'llDoItAnyways, I like both of those names, they are very big funny. But anyways, they asked, did you make the gnat in the box pay rent? And if you guys don't know what this question is referring to, there has been a single gnat that has somehow managed to insert itself or get inserted by something else into this box, and it's been bugging me for a while. I've complained about it on Twitter a bit. It made surprise appearances and videos to fly in front of my eyes and annoy the poop out of me. So some people have been asking what I decided to do with said gnat since it looks like it was going to be around for the long haul. To answer What a Bad Idea's question, no, I didn't make it pay rent because it's gone. It wasn't around for the long haul and you all were wrong. Christopher Sean asked, how did you come up with the channel name Slazzo? Oh, ha ha ha, this guy thinks he's funny. Me and Slazzo upload a video on the same topic at the exact same time once, and I just happened to make a joke about me being an unabashed Slazzo ripoff in that video, and suddenly I physically am Slazzo. Very funny, and as a matter of fact, it just came to me one day, you know? I see a decent amount of people in the replies asking me when, or asking me to literally rip a piece of my face off, and by that I mean they're asking me to show what I look like without the mask on. It is my face, jerkwad, and just because you don't want it to be won't change that it is. A couple of people also asked what kind of music I like listening to and or what my favorite band is. Everything is probably my favorite band at the moment, but the majority of what I listen to is rap and hip-hop, some R&B every now and then as well. And now for the last question I'm going to answer in this video. And considering just about how this whole experience has made me feel, very likely the last question I will ever answer in my life. Karganor asks, how did floating hoodies evolve? Is it similar to a vampire squid with a thicker membrane and pigment, giving it the appearance of a hoodie, while under it are a number of tendrils used for locomotion and catching prey? I gotta say, this is kind of a loaded question, and despite me being a hoodie and all, it sounds like you know more about this kind of thing than I do. To be completely honest, I'm not really entirely sure how I came to be, but I'm imagining it's probably a lot less scientific than you think. But like I said, it does seem like you know more about this than me. And hey, if you need a place to share your research, it's never been easier. We're in the era of the internet. You can share whatever your heart desires. But to share what you care about, you might just need your own place to do it. Say, a website perhaps. And that's where Squarespace comes in. Squarespace offers an all-in-one platform where everything you need is in one place. If you own a pre-existing third-party domain, you can transfer it over to Squarespace with their easy-to-use DNS interface. What's that? You don't have a domain? Well, no problem. Boom! You can find and nab your own domain on Squarespace as well. What's that? You don't know how you want your site to look? Boom! Squarespace has a large selection of varied and beautiful designer templates to choose from. You want to set up an e-commerce store? Boom! You can do it with Squarespace! And if you need any help, Squarespace provides award-winning 24/7 customer service. When you're ready to get started, go to squarespace.com/Kwite to get 10% off your first purchase of a domain or website. It's the first link in the description. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to drop a like, and if you're new, subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at Kwite and on Instagram at Kwite.png. Links to both of those in the description below. Anyways, this has been Kwite, and I will see you guys next time. Brought to you by Squarespace.